Welcome to Two Sides of New York. I'm Cross, along with Reed, and let's have a quick moment of silence for the AAF.
8 games. I didn't watch one. I'm sorry.
I watched the first week. What a disaster the AAF was. And congratulations to the Orlando Apollos, though, because they're being called the champions after going 8-2. So congrats to the Orlando Apollos. It's like they couldn't even let them finish out the year. Come on.
Yeah, disappointing. Is this all Johnny Manziel's fault?
Yeah, definitely Johnny Manziel. No, because the investor pulled out because they wanted to become like a minor league to the NFL, but the NFL wasn't having that, so the guy was just like, fuck this, I'm pulling out. But, yeah, R.I.P. to the AAF.
R.I.P. to the AAF. Didn't even make it a full season, so the XFL obviously beat it out.
Yeah, we'll see how the XFL does. But other than that, we have some more football news. We got some Aaron Rodgers news. Jets got some new uniforms. Ooh.
Yeah, Jets new uniforms, but also AB still going at Juju. I think it's just mean what he's doing now.
Yeah, Antonio Brown needs to shut the fuck up.
I mean, how can you hate on Juju? That's like one of the most likable guys. Oh shoot,
he's jealous. He's jealous of him. Obviously, like, come on, like, why even? You're away from that team. You don't got to continue this anymore.
Hey guys, we're gonna pause this for a second. Gary Sanchez just got his balls destroyed again.
Oh Jesus Christ, he's on the floor.
Oh gosh, sorry I had to pause, guys, but oh my. It's alright, Gary. I still got you in a couple minutes. No, he's fine. This has happened. I don't know. This is the third time this has happened to him. No, they're laughing. He's good. He's just like, I just got hit in the nuts. But going back into the Jets' new uniforms, what do you think of them?
Oh my God, they're so fire. Like, they're so vibrant, and the green pops, the white pops. If anybody says like. People are saying that they're ugly. Like, look at the old uniforms we had. They're like a shitty, like, dark green. It looks like vomit. Are you kidding me? Like, these uniforms pop. Like,
I like them. That stripe on the side just doesn't. I don't like that little stripe on the side.
The speed stripe.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the color, but I don't know. That just doesn't do it for me.
But anyone's insane if they think that those old uniforms look the old uniforms look better, because these new uniforms absolutely pop. That green is so nice. Even the helmets I was kind of skeptical on the helmets. I was like, the helmets aren't that great, but looking at them, they go so well with the uniform.
Yeah, I saw that first too. I was like, they look a lot better from the side, that nice green color that they got.
Yeah, and I expect to see the Jets win a lot of games in those uniforms.
Yeah, hopefully it's a new era, right? You can just start counting the records since they changed their uniform. Maybe forget about the past 20 years, right?
I mean, you're in no position to be ragging on my football team.
Oh, I'm not ragging. I'm just saying. Like,
so do you like the new uniforms though?
I mean, I like them. Just like I said, that speed stripe. I don't know why it doesn't sit well with me, but I'm glad that you like it. But I just hope I'd like my uniform. I mean, I wouldn't want the Giants ever to change their uniform just because I think they're just so good and classic the way they are right now.
I like the old Red Giants uniforms.
Oh, no, that's a beautiful alternate. I always use that in Madden. I miss those jerseys a lot, but yeah, I wouldn't mind them 2 or 3 times a season wearing those again.
Yeah, the black ones the Jets have, they're only allowed to wear those 3 times a year. Wait, do you know the reasoning behind that? I don't really get. I mean, I like, my favorite ones are the white uniform, or the white jersey, and then the green pants. Those are my favorite. But it's just weird how they can only wear alternates 3 times a year.
Yeah, it could be a rule in the NFL for all I know.
Yeah, who knows about that? But overall, love the Jets' new uniforms. We're gonna pop out there. You know, this is a change of the guard. You know, I think this means that, you know, the Jets, we got a lot of attention on us. People are like, Jets got Le'Veon Bell. Good young quarterback. Let's see what this team can do. And they remind me a lot of the Rams. Hopefully, we have a better outcome than the Rams did this year. But a young quarterback.
I would take that if I were a Jets fan. Even a trip back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'd
like
to see.
Or not back. It'll be first time in a long time. So
first, I mean, since 1969. Hopefully we'll see that. Moving on to more NFL news. Aaron Rodgers about the Bleacher Report saying it was total lies and it was false. I don't know. I think that Aaron Rodgers probably is a dick, though. I think
it's Rodgers. I mean,
yeah, I really like looking at him throughout the whole season. His body language was just trash. He looked like he didn't want to play. McCarthy probably was a dick too. There were probably like two guys who really like believed in what how they felt the offense should be run, and they butt heads a lot because they're both great offensive minded people, and they're both really good at what they do.
Yeah, both really good at what they do. Both have won a championship together. He just, I don't know. Rodgers is so good where like he kind of can be a dick. Like he can. I mean, you can, but maybe you're not gonna win. So I don't know.
Yeah, there needed to be a change at head coach with there because they're not going to let go of Aaron Rodgers.
No, of course
obviously.
not. They just signed him to that ginormous contract.
Yeah, so it was obviously time for McCarthy to move on, and he's going to take his year off, and I'm sure McCarthy will be back coaching again. Not this upcoming season, but the next one.
Yeah, I know the Jets had a chance to pick him up, but they went in with Adam Gase instead. But yeah, he'll definitely be back next year.
Yeah, for sure. And there's quiet. NFL has been really quiet the last couple weeks. The only real huge football news was the AFF folding. Other than that, nothing huge.
Yeah, nothing huge. Pretty boring part. Most of the big free agents have signed. The major trades pretty much have went down. You pretty much just little moves till the draft, and then it'll be football before you know it. To be honest.
Yeah, I can't wait for football. I got the draft coming up. It's going to be an exciting year for football. Obviously, it's too early to get into any talk about it. There's still got the draft coming up. But I'm excited to see what other moves go down before the season starts. So it should be fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely should be fun to watch and see if the Giants go for Haskins. We'll see.
Yep, we'll see. So let's get into our
doofus and congrats dude of the week.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. I'm gonna congrats to.
Hold on, actually, let me go first because
it kind of leads into it. Because I'm kind of like, I got you.
My congrats dude of the week goes to Craig Kimbrell because the Red Sox absolutely suck. So maybe he has
that. Yeah,
he has an idea that the Red Sox are going to be pretty bad. So he's like, you know what? If I want to play for this team, you guys are going to have to cough up a lot of money. What is going on with the Red Sox?
Oh, my gosh, I love it.
Their offense is the same from last year.
Dude, I said it before the season. I mean, I was just like, not being like hating them or something, but Mookie Betts and JD Martinez put together incredible seasons, like historic seasons. And they might still have great All-Star seasons, but I just can't see either of them having close to what they did last year. It's just so hard to replicate. Xander Bogaerts had a career year. I mean, it's so hard to do what they did last year again, and I think it honestly took a lot out of them. Just going on the gas pedal, all 162 plus the 11 playoff wins. And, hey, Alex Cora doesn't have what he has last year. Like, he told his guys to go home and spend time with their families. I mean, yeah, that's nice, but when you just went 3-8 and you had your whole offseason, I think you gotta get right to it back at Fenway.
Yeah, look at the Red Sox lineup and roster. It's like crazy to see like this how much they've fallen because it's almost the same exact team besides Kimbrel. They just haven't looked the same. That bullpen, the starting pitching has been the biggest disappointment.
Exactly.
Because going into the season, that was probably the number one. They're like, okay, this is the best rotation in baseball. But Chris Sale, Porcello, you saw that meltdown Porcello had?
Yeah, that was awesome. He threw the Gatorade in the dugout. Yeah, Porcello, he's been awful.
Yeah, the whole Red Sox. I think the Red Sox could still make a run as the wild card spot.
No. I'm not saying they're going to finish. I mean, obviously, as a Yankee fan, I'm going to say, they're 100 wins to 100 L's. That's not going to happen. I still think they're going to be a wild card team. But, I mean, Also,
that
how bad they
the
were
way that
doing and the way the Yankees were performing early in the year, I'm like, are you guys kidding me? Like, you guys got to take advantage of this.
yeah, the Yankees though they're back on the rise.
Yeah, we're
They're
back.
strong.
We're officially
And the
back. I know
Rays
it's
though,
the Orioles, but
the Rays are looking very very strong too.
they are. But I mean, I hate to be like this, but it is the Rays. They're such a streaky team just historically. But I'm definitely scared of them, and I know you don't think he's that good, but that man is a bad man, Blake Snell.
Yeah, Blake Snell, he's a very good pitcher. The Rays, you're right. They're the Rays. Like you can put them in the category with the Mets.
Ow.
Yeah, they're off to a good
Oh,
start.
come on! Sorry. Ugh. So I'm watching the game. The Astros just tied it up.
Geez.
But yeah, no, the Rays, they got great starting pitching. Morton and Snell's a great one too.
Yeah, it could be one of the top in baseball. Both guys are electric. But that division is very interesting because I think both wild cards are going to come out of that division.
Out of the East?
The AL East, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying the Angels, but I don't think they're going to be able to put together enough runs.
With Upton being out for another 3
that was
months,
catastrophic.
yeah, that really set them back. And, of course, without Ohtani pitching this year, that's another setback for them. So it's going to be difficult for the Rays.
Yeah, going to be really difficult for...
for the Angels.
The Angels, yeah. It'll be interesting, yeah, especially with Seattle performing. We know Houston's going to go on a tear and win that division. It's just they're a super team. So, yeah, I definitely think that 1-2 right now is looking like the Astros and the Mariners. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a dogfight between either the Rays, Red Sox, and the Mariners for that wild card. As it looks right now, we're really early into the season, but as if you were expecting teams to keep performing like this is where we stand right now.
Yeah,
but we kind of got off topic, though. So, who's your doofus of the week?
My doofus of the week are Yankees fans.
Okay, there's I get pissed at them all the time, so you know that doesn't affect me.
But Yankee fans, and because here's why. The Yankees are winning right now, which is great.
Yeah.
Right? Great for them. But at the beginning of the season, when they weren't playing so good, everybody was like, "Oh, this team fucking sucks. We should have done this. We should have done that."
Yeah, I know. Sign Machado and Harper.
Why didn't we get Harper? But then literally they win one game, a couple games versus the Orioles, which could if you beat anybody, any major league team, you should celebrate. But then right after that, you're like, "Oh, Cash God, this team is great. I love this team." And then when it comes with Clint Frazier, most Yankee fans that I seen did not want Clint Frazier at all to be a part of this team. They wanted to trade him and they wanted him off the team. And then he comes out and he starts hitting. Now they're like, "Oh, thank you, Cash God. Yeah, this is why Clint Frazier. This is why we wanted him. This is why he's going to be one of the best players in the game." Like, come on! Like Yankee fans are so back and forth. Like they don't stick with the take.
You know what I'm saying? I know what you mean.
And I'm not saying it's you. There's just so many fake Yankee fans out there.
Yeah, dude, it annoys me. You trust me, it annoys me more than it annoys you. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because that's my fan base. But you go to the stadium, and they're not like that. They really aren't. Like, the real fans out there, they're not up and down like that. The ones who go to the games and follow each one. Like, half these guys are just on Twitter, anonymous accounts. Like, just there to say stupid stuff. Half of them are trolls. Like, you had half the Yankee fans still not even believing in Gary. And there was Yankee fans after Clint hit that big home run the other night, the first one, who was like, he did one thing, I won't shut up yet. And I love how he goes out and just jacks 2 the next day. I kind of like it, honestly, because he's basically just setting a big fuck you to the whole fan base who doubted him.
But yeah, on Gary Sanchez, this may not be fair, because he did have that great game a couple days ago or yesterday. But I just don't see how anybody could be completely sold on him yet, considering how he did last year, considering that 132 average.
It's 182, but okay.
Same. Okay, so 182.
Okay, I don't care. So you're not going to take 2016. You're going to take one bad season and throw away 2016, where in a month and a half he hit 20 home runs. In 2017 he hits 33 home runs. There's no doubt that Gary Sanchez is the best catcher in baseball. No doubt.
He's got to be more consistent, though. I think that too. I think he has a potential to be the best catcher in baseball. I think he's better than JT Realmuto as of right now, because JT Realmuto he's been hitting for the Phillies, but nothing too great. I think he has the potential to be the best hitting catcher in baseball, but he just has to be more consistent. I have to see more than that 182 batting average, and I think he could hit the ball to all fields. He has tremendous power, but if he stays consistent, then I'll say, yeah, he's the best catcher in baseball.
I mean, yeah, and he definitely needs to get a little more consistent, but this year, I mean, he's already got 6 bombs. I think he's showing some consistency. He hasn't had one pass ball yet this season. His blocking has been tremendous, which has been a big problem in the past. If you see him, you definitely see that he's lost weight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Gary right now. I mean, I don't know if you go into these stats. I think it's the XOBA or whatever has the highest exit velo average. He's leading the league right now, so he's hitting the hell out of the ball, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. And he is.
And what I've seen from him this year, he's like, I don't know what it is, but when I look at him from this year, he kind of seems more of a leader to this team now that he's been around longer. He definitely seems like he's been taking on like a leadership role, especially with the pitchers.
Yeah, I just feel like ever since that 2-homer game in the playoffs, he's been ready. That's when I saw that in the playoffs, I was like, he had a 188 average and had a terrible season all year, but he still showed up in the playoffs when we needed it most, and he almost sent us right back to Fenway.
Yeah, he did. It was a tough series,
Hell yeah!
He put a shot in that ball, but if the wind was blowing out that night, who knows what happened?
The wind was blowing out. Who knows? Who knows who would have been a champ? But you can't do that in baseball, or else you'll just want to kill yourself at the end of the night.
Yeah. Off topic. Yankees are wearing the black strap. Who died?
It was Mel Stoudemire.
Oh.
He died a few months ago.
Oh, so they've been doing that for the whole season?
Yep, I love that black stripe.
Yeah, it's fresh.
It's fresh, and they always go deep into the playoffs.
Considering the circumstances, you don't want to see it, but it is a fresh addition to the uniform.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good to honor, but I think it is pretty fresh, and they always go deep into the playoffs when I have a stripe or something. Always, yeah.
Except for when they had the was it 2016 when they wore the 8 for
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs that year, but
no, I'm talking about but the stripe 17, Game 7 of the ALCS, 16 with George Steinbrenner made it to Game 6 of the ALCS. But I mean, I want to see a World Series with this one. But getting back on the doofus of the week, my congrats guy is Clint and Gary. I basically explained about Clint. Just everyone was doubting him. I didn't doubt him. I was really hard on him because I mean the guy got traded for Andrew Miller. I mean you gotta have high expectations. Especially I remember when they traded for him. Half the Yankee fans who are probably talking junk about him don't even know that he was traded for Andrew Miller and all the hype we got. So I didn't think he deserved to make the team out of spring training, which he didn't. But I was like, take advantage of your opportunity. When he got called back up the other day, I sent you a gif of him, and I said, it's Clint time. It's go time. And I was so happy for him when he hit that game-winning home run the other night. I hopped up on my couch. I was like, a superstar was just born. I'm telling you that right now. And I think one was. And Gary, 3-homer game. First youngest Yankee in 50 years to have a 3-homer game. It was incredible. Honestly, I missed the last home run because I was at work, but it was pretty cool to see him get that. I felt happy for him because all the hate he's gotten from Yankee fans, all fans around the league, how he's fat, lazy, and I mean, he calls a good game back there, and like you said, now that you pointed out, I have seen a lot of leadership from him, talking to guys on the bench, kind of being one of those guys along with Judge in that dugout. As he definitely had to step up with Didi going down. Someone needed to be a leader.
Yeah, two guys you talk about, Clint and Gary. They're definitely two guys with chips on their shoulders as well. Because Gary, he's had that. People call him fat and
You're lazy. I mean,
he's had that going on. He's had that going on for years with him, and Clint. At one point, was a top prospect in baseball with the Indians and with the Yankees.
Yeah, he was higher than Judge ranked.
Yeah,
before 17.
and he got off to a slow career start.
This injury-wise, I mean, that's why
Yeah,
I think it was pretty cruel how mean people were about it, because the guy was battling concussions on and off last year, and that's a really scary thing. I haven't experienced that hands-on, but that's scary. He says he would be driving, and he just, like, would get dizzy. So it definitely was a scary year for him instead. So I'm not surprised that he's out here cranking balls, because they said he had legendary bat speed when they traded for him, and I definitely see it. The kid gets the ball to the barrel so quick.
yeah, and I hopefully it keeps on going up for him because
I hope so.
I like him a lot. Talk about you want? Let's talk about the our team's weekend.
Yes, let's talk about our team's weekend. My doofus is just the Gary Sanchez haters. Like, screw you guys. Best catcher in baseball. Don't need to go into that. But, all right, so we'll go into the Yankees weekend. So, Thursday was the start. As I said, we were down, I believe it was, I think it was 5-4. Yeah, it was 5, or it might have been 5-3, and Glaber stepped up and hit a 3-run home run to put us ahead, and I was like, that's the swing that's going to energize this team, get us back, get into it, and it did. Voit comes up the next inning, hits a 3-run bomb, and we win that game. And Saturday was the real test, I feel, because we kept falling behind, evening up. J.A. Happ had his second consecutive bad start, and then we were down 4 outs remaining, 2-2 count, and this is before Clint steps in, and all the fans on Twitter are like, oh, game over, ending over. Like, I'm watching, like, live streams online, and they're like, oh, gosh, here it goes. And no one could believe it when Clint hit it. Right when he hit it, you knew it was gone, because he just stood there, flipped his bat, and the ball just sailed out of there quicker than anything. I was like, whoa. And you could just feel the energy in that Yankees dugout once he hit that. They were pumped.
Yeah, home runs. Analytics are now showing that small ball is the way to go. But nothing energizes a team like a home run. And like you said with the Glaber's home run, like it showed that
it did. Like, we were a dead team for that first, like, whatever game that was, 6 or 7. Like, we didn't have any energy, and Glaber crushes his second home run of the game to put us ahead, and the Yankees are like, let's close this thing out. And then Voit comes up and cranks one, and he hadn't gone yards since opening day. He was hitting like 143, something like that. But it energized the team, and then Clint's home run just is like, you know what, let's put our foot on their throat tomorrow, and they sure did by yesterday, winning 15-3. Clint hits 2 more home runs to add to his ledger, and Gary Sanchez has his best game of his career, hitting 3 home runs for 6 RBIs. It was incredible yesterday. I don't care if it's the Orioles, a 3-homer game, that's something special.
Yeah, overall, great weekend for the Yankees. They needed it, too.
We did. I needed it as a team and as a fan.
They needed to sweep the Orioles. Because you got to beat the Orioles. If you want to win the division, you got to beat the Orioles.
That's why we didn't win the division last year, because we couldn't beat the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Like, we would lose, like, stupid, meaningless games to the Orioles and Blue Jays, especially early on in the season. Like, that's what cost us.
I think you could definitely agree. Right now, it's a huge test right now for the Yankees. Tied 3-3 against the Astros.
This is crazy. This game, it looks like it could be going to extras, but I think this is your preview of the ALCS right now.
Very well could be. So yeah, overall great weekend for the Yankees. Going to the Mets, we swept the Marlins. DeGrom had
you guys swept the Marlins? I thought you guys played the Nats.
I know, but like to start.
Like before, right. Yeah. Screw that Tigers series. I'm not talking about it.
Yeah. So we swept the Marlins. In the final game of that series, DeGrom pitched and had himself
his best game ever.
I think it was his best game ever, and I think it was one of the best pitching performances in the last 20 years, because DeGrom had everything going. He had every single pitch going. At one point in the game, he threw a 95-mile-per-hour slider. That nobody in the world. I know they're playing the Marlins, but put anybody up there. Nobody in the world could touch that.
Yeah.
And not to mention, he had a home run. Like Jacob DeGrom, he's making it look easy out there. I think he's going to cruise his way onto another Cy Young. 26 consecutive scoreless innings, which is come on, like If anybody says he's better than Scherzer, that's just nonsense. 32 consecutive quality starts, and in 46% of his career starts since he made his debut in 2014, Jacob deGrom has allowed 1 run or less in 46% of his starts, which I don't think anybody has done that.
That's pretty incredible what he's doing. The amount of
put
control.
him in the Hall of Fame right now. Right now. Put him in Canton. Put him in Cooperstown right now.
You gotta give me 2 Cy Youngs, but no, he's definitely. I think I'm officially gonna name him the best pitcher in baseball. I was giving him a little. I want to see him get back-to-back Cy Youngs this year, just officially get that. But he definitely his control. He can put the ball wherever he wants. He can pitch whatever he wants. Couldn't take the speed off. He's definitely one of the best pitchers in baseball, and even though he's a Met, I like watching him play. He's a pretty cool guy too.
Oh yeah, you love watching him play. You saw in his post-game press conference, he knew he had his stuff. He said it. He's like, oh yeah, I knew I had everything working for me tonight, and he said it was such a good time out there. But going on to the next day, which shame on the MLB for this schedule making. It is ridiculous. A team should not do that. Have to come in at 2 a.m. and then have to play a 1 o'clock game. Come on, MLB.
Hey, MLB's been messing up for years, dude.
Yeah, the Mets bats were sleeping the entire game. Noah Syndergaard, he had himself a very good game. He only allowed 1 hit, 2 runs. He let up a solo home run, and then he threw a couple walks and a wild pitch, which led to a score. But he had his stuff working. I don't know if you saw the video of that curveball that I forgot who he struck out, but his curveball was nasty. Of course, early season wind had added some effect to that curveball, but still, it was disgusting. So he had himself a good game, and he was ripping the schedule making because
no, doesn't care.
Yeah, every Mets player was tired, and it was a tough game. But then they had that day off. Huge comeback win, 6-5 on the Saturday game they won. J.D. Davis with 2 laser shot bombs. He's showing that he could play. I didn't know anything about him until he came to the Mets, and Reed was telling me he had great power.
With the Stros, yeah.
Yeah, he just really couldn't put it together with the Stros, but he's looking good so far with the Mets.
He shouldn't have a spot on the Stros, really.
Yeah, that's true. Peter Alonso had a couple bombs this weekend.
Yeah, along with yesterday.
Along with Cano coming up in the clutch in that 6-5 win. Conforto hit a home run, and the Mets have to figure out what they're going to do with Brandon Nimmo because he is off to a terrible start with 17 strikeouts and 2 hits. Batting .77, I believe. That's just not going to cut it, especially of how well Keon Buxton is playing. With that, he had the game-winning hit in that 6-5 comeback victory against the Nationals. So I don't know what the Mets should do with Nimmo. Do you think they should send him down?
Who do you got down there that would replace him?
We have Jed Lowry and Frazier coming back soon.
Yeah, so maybe when one of them comes back, he gets sent down.
Yeah, and especially how McNeil could play the outfield. Nimmo, he's just chasing everything. Can't catch up with the fastball. That curveball, he's just chasing everything in the dirt. And I feel bad for him because he's always that positive energy. He could be that spark.
That kind of scares me. Sounds a little Greg Birdish to me.
Yeah, he could be that spark that we haven't had since prime Jose Reyes, but right now he's just showing that he can't hit for anything. So something has to be done with him. He's got to spend some more time in the cage. But another good thing I take from that 6-5 comeback is Steven Matz. They had to take him out early in the 5th inning because his pitch count was up through 5 innings. He let up no runs, 8 strikeouts. He did walk some people because he had a high pitch count. But he showed that he doesn't want it to lose his job. And I think he's going to have a bounce-back year, Steven Matz.
Yeah, no, he definitely, when he pitches well, he definitely can put it together. I think Lugo's the better pitcher, though, between the two.
Lugo in that Mets bullpen hasn't been doing good, but I'll get back to that Mets bullpen. Steven Matz, he started off his career 9-0, and then he came back and he got injured, was back for the playoffs, and he had himself a good World Series. People forget that as well. But since then, he really hasn't been good at all. I think I'm seeing flashes of what he had in his rookie season in 2019, so I'm excited to see that progress throughout the year. And the Mets bullpen, besides Edwin Diaz has been awful. We need to get Craig Kimbrell because Lugo and Gazelman, they were supposed to be our long guys, our middle guys that could get through situations.
What about Juris?
Juris Familia, he's been okay. He gave up a run in that 6-5 comeback. But other than that, the bullpen has been poor, and Diaz has to come in, it seems like every win, to clean up one of their messes. But he's been good. I just want to see
more. That's what he brought him in for. That's what he did last year.
Yeah, and he's been doing a great job so far. Hopefully he keeps it up. Finally, we got the...
Does he still have all zeros?
Yeah, all zeros so far for Diaz. But yesterday's game, Sunday's game, the Mets lost 12-9. Zach Wheeler pitched an awful game. Walks galore. He was throwing balls right. His strikes that he did throw were right down the plate. The Nats were squaring him up.
Yeah, Rendon hit a tank, right?
Yeah, Rendon hit a tank. But it was 12-1 at one point in that game, and the Mets had 8 unanswered runs, which it's hard to come back down 11 runs. So I mean, I give them credit for fighting. Alonso and Conforto hit bombs. They fought the entire game, but you can't give up. You can't expect to win any games if you give up 12 damn runs. So the pitching just has to get better because the offense is showing that it's there, but the pitching just has to. The pitching's supposed to be our strong suit. That has to get better.
Yeah, Syndergaard needs to step it up. He needs to be that number because he's supposed to be a number one. Him and Jacob, they're supposed to be aces. He's not supposed to be that. Even though he is number 2 in that rotation, he needs to pitch like an ace.
Even Wheeler, I feel like Wheeler could be a solid 1 or 2 on a lot of teams, but so far this year he's just off to a very slow start. And,
yeah, I don't know about Wheeler. I don't know anything about him, so I don't really know. I don't know. Yeah, I can't see him at that, especially the way he pitched against a solid team.
Yeah, his fastball velocity's been up the past few years, which you love to see. Last year he had a phenomenal year, which you love to see, but a very slow start. Come out for this year, and he's showing why the Mets aren't really trusting him with a long-term deal yet, because we need to see if he could do any more.
Yeah, no, gotta do something because he's gonna be a free agent. Well, nice, you still have some time with him.
Even though I'm disappointed, I feel like we could have took at least 2 out of 3 from this Nats series. I still would have signed up for 6-3 to start the season any day.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, 6-3 is a good start. I'm trying to get 6-4 right now. Although the Astros have something going, they got 1st and 3rd on with 1 out. This is where not having Betances is gonna hurt right now.
Yeah, they got something cooking. When is Betances up?
They said he's gonna be up like the 17th to the 20th. CC will be back Friday, I think.
Oh, okay. CC coming back.
Yeah, because everything went well in his start. Although, he lost so much weight in spring training, and I see him yesterday in his rehab, and he looks like he put on all that weight again.
Hey, before we get into some more baseball news, let's just riff about this game. Let's see what happens in this game.
Let's see what happens here. I want to be broadcaster, so I'll commentate here. So we got Ottavino on the mound. You got Correa at the plate. You got an 0-1 counts. 1st and 3rd. Got 1 out. But let's see. Huge point of this game.
Oh yeah, Yankees need a double play right now.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Jeez, Bird. Oh damn! So Alex Bregman scores on the nub. I mean, that's honestly when your stuff being too nasty hurts you.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you can't blame Greg Bird for that. There's nothing you could have done.
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
I'm sorry. I always blame Greg Bird. Is my scapegoat. I go to Greg Bird for everything. I love Greg Bird, but I'm sorry. I have to blame him for everything.
Yeah, jeez, that sucks, man. A little nubber right off the...
That sucks. It shows, like, Ottavino stuff is so nasty that hurt him.
You see, that was a cutter, don't you think?
Yeah.
Broken bat and everything, man. That was a really good pitch.
Yeah, no, that's when your nasty stuff kind of came back to haunt him there. Because if it was just a normal fastball pitcher, that's a double play. Perfect pitch, too. I thought he got it at first. Disappointing. So you got the Astros up 4-3 on two of the best teams in baseball. But
so now let's move on to some. Let's talk about that brawl.
Yes, let's talk about that brawl. So yesterday, people don't. Well, let's go into the whole thing because a lot of people just think Dietrich just dropped the bat. So Chris Archer, he struck out someone in the first inning, and he just started dancing off the mound, doing like a moonwalk or something like that. And then Dietrich comes up and he buzzes him, and the next pitch, Dietrich hits a bomb, and he totally pimped that though.
Yeah, but rightfully so, because Chris Archer is a little punk who thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and then if God forbid someone pimps something that he throws, he wants to have a little bitch fit.
I know, and like I loved him when he was with the
his
Yankees.
entire career.
Yeah, I loved him when he was with the Yankees, but Cervelli, what? Why you gotta stare him down? Like, why you being that petty? Like,
I just think Chris Archer is so immature.
I think he's so overrated too.
Yeah, he is really overrated. He's always had that great slider throughout his career, but I bet if you ask a lot of Major League fans, you wouldn't even know that he was on the Pirates. I mean, I knew, but like,
exactly. I mean, the Rays. Oh, I think it's so worth it. They got a bunch of young talent in that trade. Ooh, nice block,
yeah, for
Gary.
sure. And yeah, the Rays, they're showing that they could win, and
they're showing they can win. Morton really adds depth to that rotation. Their pitching has just been lights out, which I'm really worried about. I feel like they could like really mess us up if we're not hitting home runs. But
yeah. Other than that, anything else happen big?
No. Let's go more into depth into that brawl though.
Oh, right. Yeah, Yasiel Puig.
I love him.
Always in the middle of the
always in the middle. I mean, let him go for it. Like, he can take a 10 game. The Reds suck. I mean, I thought they were going to be good, but they're going to be awful again. So let Puig go for it. Throw some haymakers. Get him a 10-game suspension. Who cares? Like,
I think it'd be more than a 10-game suspension. If
Puig would put him on. He would put whoever he hit on the DL too.
Besides the Robin Ventura and Nolan Ryan fight, has anybody like ever landed a solid punch in a brawl? I don't think so.
Odor, Bautista.
Oh right, Odor, that was a big one.
I mean, Gary caught Cabrera and Castellanos pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just baseball fighting in baseball is great. I think
it's great. I would have liked to see Nolan land some punches last year. He was pretty pissed.
Yeah, he was. And there have been the Rockies, a little bit of disappointment for me so far.
Yeah, definitely have been disappointing. Nolan,
Daniel Murphy,
not, but he's cracked his finger.
Yeah, poor Daniel Murphy. But the Dodgers have totally. I thought they were gonna suck, but they're proving me wrong.
Oh my gosh, that lineup is so deep, and it's all just having faith in Cody Bellinger, which is the best. Obviously, he's been the best player in baseball so far this season.
Yeah, 7 home runs, right?
7 home runs, 17 RBIs. It might be 18. It's insane. Like, he's on pace for like a 45 home run, 130 RBI season. Cody Bellinger, he's on his way. I mean, I'm not going to give him the MVP because of Yelich. He's breathing right down his throat. I think those two.
Oh my God. Christian Yelich is showing that he's not a fluke. Wow,
he's showing he's not a fluke, and
he's incredible, Christian Yelich.
I know. I've always liked, even when he was with the Marlins, I liked him.
Yeah, he was always the guy on the Marlins. I was like, I'm so scared of this fucking guy, Christian Yelich. He sounds like you're vomiting when you're saying his name. And I was just like, how is this guy not recognized across the league of being such a very good hitter?
Oh, he's so good. That's why he won the MVP last year, and he can win another one this year. But
for sure.
Let's go into that Mike Trout Grand Slam. Oh my.
Yeah. The Angels off to a poor start, but let me tell you something. Mike Trout
just gets better. It's insane. He just gets better and better each season.
His swing is just so beautiful too. Like off the bat, like you close your eyes off the bat, like and you just hear the sound of it, and you're like, that ball is going 600 feet.
Exactly, like he's the way he hits it, and he's got that $430 million contract. He's been pimping his home runs a little this season.
Oh yeah, because I feel like once guys get a contract like that, once they know they're locked down, I think that's when they just start playing freely. They're like, all right, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, and now I'm just gonna go all out.
Exactly. That's why, like, you'll see so much more confidence in players.
Yeah, that's why. I
don't know. Like DeGrom, obviously, he's just like, I'm not allowing to run the whole year.
That's why I thought it was huge for DeGrom getting that deal, because now he's like, okay,
I'm not allowing a single run.
Yeah, but yeah, Chris Sale, I don't know what's good with him.
Hey, he can
To
keep
me,
pitching like that. That's fine
to
by me.
me, yeah,
Doesn't
to me,
bother me.
Chris Sale always seemed like a selfish guy, and
The
I
guy
feel like
cut
now
out
that he,
jerseys.
yeah, I feel like now that he has his contract, I feel like he's looking at it differently. Now he's just like, all right,
Well, I
I'm
mean, if
getting
you're
my
talking
money.
about being a bro at someone, you're being a bro at DeGrom. Like, Sale, like, even though he's not a Red Sox, I can kind of look at him as like, yo, that guy's a dick. Like,
Exactly, and I like the Red Sox. You know that, and I just don't think Chris Sale is a team guy. I don't think he's a guy that. I think he's like man, what he never said anything like this, but I feel like he's like what Manny Machado. I'm not going to go out there and give out all my effort every game. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. He's not, I'm not no Johnny Hustle.
Yeah, but I feel as a pitcher you have to have that because you're going every fifth game, and when you're a pitcher of that caliber, your team relies on you to win most of those. Most
Yeah,
of those
he
games.
was expected to be a Cy Young frontrunner right now.
Oh yeah, I picked him. I picked him
Yeah.
for the Cy Young.
Who'd I pick?
Um,
Verlander? Yeah.
You picked JV.
JV.
Getting rocked.
I mean, I know it's early, but who would be your obviously DeGrom for the NL, but for AL, I might have to go with Bauer, or maybe Snell again. Like,
Yeah, Bauer. He brought that. He had that no hitter deep into the game. Snell is performing as well.
yeah,
It's very,
I
it's
like
very
Snell.
yeah. It's close to say right now with most guys. I think 3 is the most starts someone's had so far.
Yeah,
Max
Tanaka
Scherzer.
made his third today, and today's like the first starters. So,
Yeah.
but I
So,
mean, Tanaka's looked great. I mean,
yeah, but no Cy Young.
I don't know.
You
I
think Tanaka could win the Cy Young?
I think so.
Why?
Look at his numbers so far this year.
I mean, has he given up 2 runs tonight though? I mean, I
He gave
know
up 1 run tonight. That was both on Britain.
both on Britain. Okay, yeah, he's looked sharp. I been watching this game. That splitter's been looking deadly.
I mean,
But-
I think he's unhittable when he's on.
Oh yeah, for sure. That splitter has shown to be like one of the best pitches.
That's
in
what I'm just
baseball.
saying. He usually gets off to a slow start, and this season he hasn't. So I think he can keep it going.
Yeah, I remember
He's
when the Yankees.
seasoned.
I remember when the Yankees first got Tanaka. I was
I
just
do
like,
too.
this kid- did you think he was going to be an impact right away?
I don't know. I couldn't. Everyone said that he wasn't going to be better than Darvish, and he wasn't at first, but now he clearly is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the Cubs. The Cubs fucking stink.
They stink. I mean, the Cubs, or should we call them the Baezes? Like, that's all they have.
That's literally all they have. Chris Bryant, what a disappointment. After you look at his first couple years, and you're like, wow, this guy could be up there with the Trouts, but he hasn't
Exactly,
shown
he was
since the
predicted
World.
to be a Trout, and that's why I was a little worried coming into this season. I was like, hope the Judge isn't a Bryant, but he's not. We got.
Could you see them? Probably not this year. Could you see them shopping Anthony Rizzo?
What's he to be a free agent?
I'm not really sure, but I could see them making that move. Not this season, but if they suck next season,
Yeah, if they
I
suck
could-
back to back, they gotta really suck though.
yeah, of course. But you can never count out Theo Epstein though, because he's shown he can make some moves at the deadline.
Baseball season. I mean, you guys could probably go back to our episodes like now in September and be like, yo, these guys are fools. But in baseball, so many things can change. Like,
Of course,
we
of
could have in
course.
2 months, and the Red Sox could be the best team in baseball.
Yeah,
With
the
that start, I don't think so. But like,
Athletics last season, they were dead in the water, and all of a sudden they got hot as fuck, and then they got into they stole a wild card spot.
they stole a wild card spot. They got crushed, but it still was a lot to make it for them. And then,
Even the Twins back in 2017, where they sold at the All-Star break and somehow still managed to make a wild card spot.
exactly, and like.
Yeah, that's why I love the addition of the second wild card. It just gives
All
gives
those
guys
games are epic too. I mean, I hate
Yeah.
them for my anxiety because I'm a nervous wreck the whole day, and even leading up, like when you know you're in a wild card, you're just thinking about it every day. No game matters now. Like,
Yeah,
just get me to
let's
that
think
wild
about
card
it. There
game.
there really hasn't ever been like a really bad wild card game. All wild card games have been so entertaining. Even that Yankees blowout game, the whole game was entertaining when they beat the Athletics. That
Yeah,
whole
because
game
they
was
were just Judge was hitting the tank or Voit was hitting the tank.
yeah, the Athletics were like kind of sticking around in it, so it wasn't like it was worth watching. The whole
Yeah, I mean
game.
it was they were sticking around, but I mean just Sevy, Betances, they were just throwing gas.
Yeah, fun to watch.
I definitely enjoy the wild card game. But
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so
Well,
we're down to our
let's
last
watch
at
this,
bat.
Yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch this Judge at bat.
This is
anything
you know,
happens.
man, I wish Ken Giles was pitching right now. All right, let's go, Judge. Let's go. This is how you make yourself the best. Oh, line drive, right field to Springer. Astros take this one 4-3. Judge hit the ball well, but there's a good pitch by Ozuna.
Why is he swinging at the
Judge is
first
putting
pitch?
the ball in play.
Why is he swinging at the first pitch?
Judge, he's attacking. It's the Astros. You don't want to fall behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you got to attack there. But
Yeah.
oh,
But that about wraps it up, right?
yeah, wraps it up. Wraps up tonight's game. Yeah, 5-5 now, but hard fought game against a good team. He looks tight. But come back tomorrow. Who do you got? You got Paxton tomorrow, I believe.
Tomorrow the Mets got DeGrom going against the Twins.
So we'll see what happens. Oh, you guys got the Twins. Hey, watch out for the Twins. They've been looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's DeGrom, though.
Yeah.
You guys just got to score like a few runs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. DeGrom's gonna jack 2 bombs himself.
You know, this is my bold prediction, though. I think that the DeGrom will win more games than he had all of last year in the first half this season.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. He's already got 2.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already got 20% of the games that he won last year.
Exactly.
The first week and a half.
Yeah, we actually have Loai Siga against Cole tomorrow, so that's definitely going to be a test for the Yankee bats. Although Cole's 0-2, even though he's got the 3 ERA, so got to bounce back tomorrow. Hopefully the Red Sox lose, they have tonight off.
Yeah.
So it was a good episode.
Yeah.
You ready, Cross?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.